Okay, I'm live, but for some reason I did over 100 videos without an incident, and now my camera wants to record backwards for some reason. So this makes it very hard to show the products correctly, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, this is a semi-real unboxing. Usually I put the carton here, but try to do that. I don't know. This box got a little munched. It's rounded, so it's not going to sit flat. I am going to shortchange the Edward boot slightly, since I already mostly reviewed a little bit the Edward boot in the previous video, or 2 videos ago, or however many videos ago it was for, well, it was 1 video ago for Grant Stone, but a couple videos ago for boots. So for those of you who have been regularly watching, you've already seen a fair amount of this. Is that it's going to stay blurry and dark, so sorry about that. And it's going to go to the wrong side of the screen when I, turn it backwards. Okay, so I already read these cards before in the previous video. I'll reread this one partially because it has smaller print. We believe in the fundamentals of boot making, prioritizing fit and using proper components. Initial fit: place your shoe or boot on carpet or shoe bag. After lacing, look for the widest part of your foot to settle into the widest area of the shoe. Extra room in front of the toes is expected. Footwear that shows signs of wear cannot be exchanged or refunded. For any questions, please send us an email. There you go. So these are my replacements because I sent back the previous ones for too small. They advised that I get half a size down, which of course I found out quickly will not fit. And so these are true to size, and I guess they'll work out. This Edward Chrome Excel number 8 burgundy pair I won't be wearing much until next year for the autumn or the holidays or whatever. So here we have the extra laces. Why the camera is backwards, I don't know. It's really annoying. In black. And we have the little shoehorn guy. If I can get it to at all cooperate and focus, you can almost see it. But it's like a bottle opener deal, and with some sharp edges, so take care, beware. And they gave me an extra set of brown laces, it looks like. So maybe a little thinner, a little dressier, typical of their other boots. So I don't remember how many laces I returned with the other pairs. So, and then they always include this foam bit, which, like I said, maybe your kids can use for arts and crafts or something. And boot bags, which have the name on them and a little wooden dealie here. And you're supposed to stand on this carpet deal if you don't have a rug in your house, or I guess you can stand on the boot bags. So the Edward boot, like I said, we're going to be very cursory here. There's basically no embellishment. And it's got the Goodyear welt or whatever for the, not the 360, but through to about here. And all black, no contrasting much here. and backstay with no seams or anything here, and speed hooks, which I had forgotten that they had speed hooks on this one. I guess I was thinking of the other company when I thought this had eyelets for some reason. And but 3 speed hook. This pair of laces though doesn't feel waxed and feels a bit thicker. Yes, I had already kind of opened these. So these are definitely much more the proper laces that I think I would swap out these immediately and put in the thinner ones if you're wearing them for like the holidays or some other occasion. Some people wear boots to weddings. I personally don't. We have the imitation day-night sole. Again, now we have a flat here instead of a curve. Like some of the Thursday boots and some of the other brands. These are a little bit more recessed, but overall, basically a rubber instead of a leather sole. And you can see here that there is a leather stack in here. It's just been dyed black. And how they will fit, the right one fits okay. I didn't try on the left one. This is the right one. My left foot is bigger, so we'll talk about that in a minute when we get to the other boot. And so that's basically the Edward boot. Like I said, I'm not going to do too much more time on the Edward boot yet, or now, or ever. Maybe we'll do an update eventually. But like I said, a very simple design, meant to be more elegant, meant to be more dress, with subtle stitching, only 2 rows of stitching, 1 row of stitching here, no stitch across the collar. We do have the glove lining inside and the tongue there. And if you can see the grindstone, there you go. The heel, there's a bit of a pad in the heel, and then it kind of tapers off down to what feels like leather. And they have a I'm doing pretty good with the thing with the camera backwards for a change. So the last time it was really a struggle, but this time I was kind of anticipating it, so we're compensating. So that's about the most basic service boot you can get. That service boot being a service/dress boot. And so without ado, we come to the other unbox. I guess I could have showed the side of the box versus Chrome XL or whatever. But Forest Kudu cap toe boot. And again, the box was going to stand up and cooperate. So exact same card. So we won't reread all the exact same stuff. Exact same fabric. The logo. There you can see the logo for a second. Logo. Okay. Shoehorn, foam. Not get all the laces mixed up. Oh, somebody double tied this one. Okay. And this is, again, for those of you who are new to the channel, why I kind of hate unboxing videos, because you spend part of the time fighting with packages and junk instead of showing the product. But here we only have 1 pair of extra laces, just the standard brown, which I would have preferred black to go with the green. So maybe I'll use, again, these black ones with that boot, and then those black ones with this boot. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But bags again with the name and the little tie. And we got the right boot again instead of the left. Okay. So this time, and you'll be able to see that the laces are moved where I already tried it on. The right one, again, like I said, the right one fits what I think is about correct. The left one, the arch feels like it's kind of in the wrong spot, and the toe feels like it's going to smash me a little bit, same as the Truman boot with this seam. So I don't know. if I want to go to a wider width with this particular item or not. But the overall length seems better than the 6.5 for sure. Basically, we are looking at the exact same boot as the Edward, though. I mean, the backstay, this is why I ended up, maybe I'll be shortchanging this boot more than that boot after all. This is the big difference, folks. It's this cap toe deal. How much of this is a legitimate cap toe and how much of this is, you know, where it runs out and they just overlap a bit? Don't know. Can't feel it because it's smooth in there where I assume the glove lining is going all the way through. And so you can see the lining there. Problem with the camera in the wrong spot is that the light is still in the same spot, so it makes a big shadow where I want it to be. Not a shadow. Okay, there we go. I can kind of make it work. And there's some printing there. Probably on both of them. On this particular one, I didn't read it. This just says, looks handwritten, the size, and a serial number. So that's about it. And then in here, it just says made in Xiamen, China. I don't know however you pronounce Shimon, Xiamen. I don't know. Then down inside, it says genuine leather, which usually means cheap leather, and Goodyear welt construction, which, okay, here's the big difference now. We do have the 360 Goodyear welt this time, like the diesel boot. And this stitching, which I showed in the Oak Street video, a little busier maybe than the Oak Street, but, and with the contrasting stack, heel stack, I can turn this so I can do this correctly. Okay. I'm getting better at this backward camera crap. Okay. So again, we have 2 rows. The other way. When I point the right way, it goes the wrong way. Okay, there we go. 2 rows of stitching and exact same 3 speed hooks and a bit thicker laces, but in brown, like I said. Now, these are supposed to be forest green. They're a bit darker than I thought they were. With the light shining directly on them, they look more green. When you're holding them up in natural light, they actually look almost black. But when you hold them up next to something that's actually black, then you can see that they're not really black. If I can get the light and the stupid camera to cooperate. There we go. And the sole, of course, same exact sole. And the stitching recessed channel there and the la-di-da-di-da. Okay, so the thing about the Kudu leather, now I've never had Kudu leather before. If I get in close, you can really kind of see some gouges and things, and I don't know if that's the leather was already like that or if that happened in the warehouse or shipping. But here you can see a lot of kind of what, striations or abrasions or something. I guess that's kind of one of the selling features of Kudu, is for guys who want their leather to have a lot of character right off the bat. But here they've dyed it so dark you can't see it. And I guess if you think it looks kind of crappy, then I guess you're happy it's dyed pretty dark. I'm not sure if these will lighten up or if they will darken, though. So if they darken even more, I'm just going to end up with black boots, which kind of defeats the purpose. But I figured why get an exact same pair of brown ones as I already had with the Thursday boots. And like I said, I kind of got basically the exact same, almost the exact same boot in 2 different colors. Because, again, sizing, none of the American companies, or only one of the American companies, seemed to have my size, and they were more expensive. So cost, sizing, and then ready to ship being a factor, because I'm doing a boot channel. So being able to get boots here in a week is much better than having to wait 3 months or 5 months. And of course, it's winter now, so I actually want to wear boots. And it's almost March when I stomp around like a green little leprechaun, although these are, again, a bit dark. But like I said, these for spring, and then those for autumn. And then these also maybe for autumn or even the holidays with certain outfits. Don't know. So here's the left boot. So here we got, like I said, a lot of real character where the leather might be really showing some signs of scuffage or life, I guess, of the Kudu. Now the Kudu is supposed to be a pretty tough leather, but not tough in the same way as some of the other leathers or whatever. So I'm not really sure how to explain it. And but these are obviously not work boots, so it should be plenty able to hold up to the demands of walking around the neighborhood or going out to dinner or that kind of thing. If you had to use these as work boots, I mean, I guess you could. You know, they're not the most expensive boots in the world. So if they got a little scuffed and whatnot, if you weren't doing anything too filthy like changing your oil or cement or whatever, you know, they'd probably be fine for cleaning out the garage. Because again, this leather, especially more than the Chrome XL, the shiny, you know, you can see how it's more matte. It's shiny, but not in the same way. Does that make sense? Glossy, not as glossy. Okay, I'm turning the wrong boot. And I'm turning the right boot the wrong way. Okay. This camera thing is just going to drive me nuts. But I'm getting there. We're doing pretty good. And this video is longer than I thought it would be too. So, okay. Raise the other boot and really see how they look. So the toe is slightly different with the cap toe. The welt, obviously a big difference because we have a much larger welt. So it's a slightly less dressy boot, but still basically a dress boot. So like I said, can you work in it? Yeah. Would you work in it? Probably not. I mean, depending on your job and that kind of things. But you can see like there's blemishes here and that kind of thing. So expect that with a Kudu. I imagine this is not unique to my pair. Like I said, whether or not they just abuse it and send it to you and say, no, it came like that. Don't know, but it, like I said, it's dyed so dark, you're not going to really notice it with this particular color. Anyway, if you get a different color, your results may vary. This one, on the other hand, had a tissue inside it. Haven't seen that before. That's new. So, full disclosure, this one came with some tissue. Yeah, like, did we look inside of this one or the other one? I forget. Well, it doesn't matter. I must have looked inside the other one because I just pulled the tissue out of this one. But see, that's the little genuine leather stamp in there, which again usually means cheap grade leather. So why they're advertising cheap grade leather for what's supposed to be a higher quality leather, I don't know. But they weren't super expensive, I guess, for the style of boots they are. But if you think the Thursday boots are expensive at $200, then you probably won't want to spend the extra for these. And unless you really, really, really want green boots, so or burgundy boots. Anyway, so yeah, if you have questions or comments, go ahead and, well, if you have questions, you can put them in the comments. Or if you just have random comments, that's hopefully they're productive. Okay, thanks.